Well, it's a rainy day and we've just finished doing the markets, so there's a lot of trays and racks and stuff floating around the nursery. But it's raining and cloudy and it's really quite colourful when everything's wet, so I thought I'd do a quick walk through and record what's happening, progress, garden pots that are under construction. This interesting bonsai over here, it's a fig tree. I've been growing it over a cylinder, a metal cylinder, and the cylinder is like about 40 centimeters long, and so eventually I'll be peeling away the bucket and having it grow and fill this bottom bowl with soil, so it's sort of like a tree growing inside a metal tower, inside a metal pot. So yeah, interesting. I'm kind of curious how it's going to turn out. I'll probably plant like a little garden around the outside with different smaller shrubs, and some other pots that have been under construction. This tall pot has a combination of Dracaena marginata. It's an interesting colour one. I really like it actually. Don't know what it's called. And some bromeliads, dwarf yellow bromeliads, and some Westringia sea mist, which is a variegated Westringia, it's a native Australian. This is a curry bush, which doesn't look like much because I've just pruned it back. There's 3 curry bush plants in here, and then some sedum goldmound, and another red bromeliad, and a red coleus. So lots happening in there, and it'll be interesting to see how that all merges together. Another little bonsai garden that's just been pruned. It's got a fig growing over a rock, and an acacia cultriformis, which is a cut-knife leaf acacia, and a Westringia sea mist. And these are just sort of like plastic training pots that are sort of not proper pots, but good for practicing bonsai in. And this bonsai is actually like a donut. I've been shaping it in sort of like a vase shape. It's tricky, it needs another prune, but it's getting there. I'm trying to expand the donut to be roughly the same size as the pot. It's almost there. A little bit bigger, maybe a little bit taller. Yeah. What else is there to show? Let's go for a walk over to the fruit and veg section. It's we've culled a lot of the trees and shrubs that we collected a few years ago and decided to keep mostly fruit and nut trees. So in this bay now is primarily edibles. So like for example, fig trees. It's an edible fig. Sorry, I don't know the variety. Probably brown turkey, if I'm correct. And we've got Davidson plum. It's an Australian native plum, beautiful, really sour but tangy berries, or fruit they have. And this is a thornless raspberry, really excited about that. I got that from Dan next door. And look how many fruit it's got coming, lots and lots. I really should like stake it up a bit taller, but I won't do that just yet. And we've got some blueberry bushes. I really love this blueberry variety, at least I like the foliage on it. It's called peach sorbet. It's got really nice colourful leaves that look like peach sort of colour. And I haven't yet tried the berries, so it'll be interesting to see what these taste like when they ripen. And lots of other, we've got 3 other big blueberry bushes and lots of citrus. And what else looks interesting at the moment? Oh, Laura's finger lime, lots and lots of limes in here. They will swell to about the size of a golf ball, and then they're ready to eat. Delicious, very tangy, good in salad dressings and nice with seafood. And we've got a nice chili plant here. It's a really beautiful variety that gets really purple when it's new. So I'm collecting the seeds from this, trying to grow some, see how well they germinate. Because we've been growing some capsicum as well, just as an experiment over here, but they actually got eaten by a possum. So, and the possum was climbed all over these pots and destroyed a lot of it. So here you can see there's a little capsicum plant on its way, but a lot of the tops just got snapped off and chewed off. so a bit disappointing. But and our grapevine has lost all its grapes now. We've harvested most of them. This bench here is sort of clearance stock. This is a new potting bench we've set up. We've got a couple of volunteers or helpers now that come to the nursery and help work, and so they sit here occasionally on Fridays and help potting up. And I worked on a garden yesterday, and these mother-in-law's tongue came out of the garden, so I'm going to pot them up soon. This pot's been at the local cafe. I just lent it to them because I can't really decide what to do with it. It's very difficult to sell because it's a bit ugly, I guess. And so it needs some new plants because someone stole the plant that was in the middle of it. It was a beautiful little protea. Bit disappointed about that, but that's what you'll get when you leave things in public places. Laura's Stephanotis vine that was growing on our balcony years ago is now producing fruit, which is awesome. It has produced fruit before. We sold the other one to our friend Nick, and from the Growing Trend, awesome guy, good local grower who has his plant collection near us as well, just down over that way. And this is Australian native Hoya. Look, I might just pause it until I decide what else to shoot. Of course, this big garden pot I've been trying to sell now for many months, and it's changed quite a bit. So the proteas finished flowering. There were 2 proteas in here, which is this one here, Protea Harvest, and then Leucodendron So Exquisite. And when they finish flowering, I pruned them back quite hard, and so now where I've cut, they've branched into multiple stems. Same with this, that's where I was cutting there, and here's where I cut there, and so each of these stems will then have a flower head. So it's going to be a lot more flowers next year. And then I've added a Tipicina, so we get some purple flowers, and I've put in a ground cover shore juniper, and it's still got the black boy, or the Xantheria grass tree, and an acacia podorophylla, I think it's called. I can never remember how to say that. Anyway, it's a beautiful acacia. It's apparently a bit weedy, but it's still quite nice. And coffee. Laura's coffee tree has some berries in it. Well, not many. I don't think this is really the main time of year to flower and produce berries. Well, what else? Let's go have a look behind this wall. Well, behind here there are mostly shade plants because it gets a lot of shelter from the sun on this side. There's a beautiful Tradescantia. I've forgotten, Zebrina maybe? Yeah, Tradescantia Zebrina. It's quite nice. And some native Stenocarpus. There's a firewheel tree. Gosh, everywhere you look there's something interesting happening. Mother-in-law's tongue. Just little cuttings. Zygote cactus. Actually, that's a fishbone cactus. What else? A Hoya obata kerrii, a variegated Hoya. It's very slow growing. Not sure if it likes this position. It's just very slow. A few more pots over here. These need a little bit of work. That's why they're here on the production line bench, ready to fix up. There was a big Aeonium here in the middle that died. And then this pot here, this particular plant got really tall and I pruned it back really hard, so now it's resprouting, and yeah, it's looking interesting actually. And then over here, the old motorbike wheel, lots and lots of sempervivums in it, but they were getting a bit burnt in the sun, so I've moved it here, and we'll see how it likes that. I might actually repot it soon, it doesn't look so nice anymore. And then, yeah, some old pots that need repotting or selling. And that's about it. Thanks guys, see you next time.